Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it so you don't have to. Every once in a while, you gotta get a little fashionable. And in fashion, there's no name bigger than setting the mode.
Yes, thank you, darlings, yes.
Senna's been planning a nostalgic callback to movie fashion at the turn of the century, so I figure there's no better place to have that fashion show than at the studio of the Nostalgia Critic.
Yes, my first design, the Keanu Matrix Reeves. Notice the long black trench coat that says, I'm a cool, angry rebel. Next, the Wesley Blade Snipes. Notice the long black trench coat that says, I'm a cool, angry rebel. Next, the Woo Sin City Willis. Notice the long black trench coat that says, I'm a cool, angry rebel. Next is the Nicholas Face-Off Cage. Notice the long black trench coat that says, I'm a cool, angry rebel.
Merci.
Next, the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, Invisible Man. Notice the long black trench coat that says, I'm a cool, angry rebel.
Gracias.
Yes, thank you, darlings, yes.
Yeah, I guess a lot of action stars in the late 90s and early 2000s had a thing for long black coats. On the one hand, it kinda makes sense as they look really cool. They're cinematically pleasing, they wave beautifully in the wind, and they immediately give the impression of that dark loner who does things differently. Yeah, except when everyone else does it. Yeah, now this has become a major cliche, but it is a cool cliche, still making appearances here and there. But one of the last films you could argue just barely got away with it is...
And finally, Kate Underworld Beckinsale. Notice the shoes. And the long black trench coat that says, I'm a cool, angry rebel. Yes!
You clicked on the video, you know which one it is. Released in 2003, this was one of the few comic book movies that was not based on a comic book. Surprisingly, there's not as many of these as you would think, and this by far would confuse the most people into thinking it was. Everything from the look, the story, the lines, it all suggests it came from a graphic novel. But nope, this was an original idea directed by Len Weissman and developed by Danny McBride and Kevin Grievous, who also appeared in the movie. While not a critical favorite, audiences found themselves growing an attachment to both this film and its sequels, even spawning, not surprisingly, its own comic series written by Grievous. But over 15 years later, does this film stand out more than just another long black coat movie? Well, there's only one way to find out.
Do you mind? We're trying to conduct a fashion show here.
Oh, sorry, it's kind of a bad habit I have. I'll be quiet.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next we have...
So let's take a look at Underworld. Yeah, I'm going.